Exit corridor south. Well, I guess let me check over here first, because it looks like it doesn't really go that far. So I can see if there's any readables around doors like this. Typewritten page supplement. I'm gonna guess this may be an Alan Wake Easter egg. ID, typewritten page, AI83-KE, acquisition date, August 27th, 2019. Containment location, Panopticon, floor 5, unit 6. The page was discovered in an instance of the Ocean View Motel and Casino that was linked to the investigations sector. The page has been pushed into the motel's corridor from under the door with the symbol of a spiral. That's Alan's writing room. And then redacted. Appendix. Text transcribed from the item. For 10 years, I've tried to write my escape, only sinking deeper. I used to know where fiction ends and reality begins. Here, they are all the same. It's a hideous trap, my every thought made real. Fear, desire. How can I ever know for sure I've escaped and not just lost... How can I ever know for sure I've escaped and not just lost in my own fantasy of it? That thought alone can drive you mad. I think a word is missing somewhere. The identifiable words in the scratched out portion: falls, bright falls, haunting, wake, Alan Wake, light switch, ocean, too late, and the final sentence, you've been warned. So yep, this is a reference to Alan Wake again. I figured it was because his whole thing is that he writes on a typewriter, which is, you know, the further forward in time we go, the more unusual it is, I think. But that is pretty interesting. I didn't know. I don't remember seeing this page before, so I didn't know that they confirmed the timeline here for how long he's been trapped. Because before Alan Wake 2 came out, I didn't know how long he'd actually been in there, and I didn't know until the game started that they had gone so far forward in time. I think for me, my general concern with really long time skips is figuring out, like, making sure it all makes sense with what people are doing in that time. And then I sometimes worry about, like, the effects these things have on characters. I don't know how to explain it well. Like, so between Controlling and Resonant, there's about 7 years, I think, assuming that Resonant takes place in 2026. What? Oh, okay. I was like, I should be able to go in here. But anyway, there's always been this question of, like, what has Jesse been doing ever since Control? And now I do wonder, like, how are they... like, how are they going to justify the time? Like, the long lengths of time between things? What actually has she been doing? Does it make sense with the many years between, you know, this and then? And then with Alan, I'm always like, I always think of, you know, when he access the ordinary. I always think if he ever escapes the dark place, like, The world is going to be totally different from how it was when he left, or when he entered. So how would he even lead a normal life again? He's been essentially kidnapped for a little over a decade, and maybe more depending on how long it takes, or how long it will take for the next Alan Wake game to come out. And even then, we don't know if he's gonna make it out that time. I hope he does, because I'm a little wary of,
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
I'm a little wary of long game series, especially with the length of time it takes to make another game, because it keeps getting longer and longer, it feels. And then, again, on the whole time stuff, it really... I think the worst example of this was Dragon Age the Veilguard, where development between that and Inquisition took like 10-ish years. Oh, I can't get in there.
There's gotta be a way to rotate these tracks.
Okay, give me...
Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Can you give me a second to look around? Yeah, it took them like 10 years to develop, and so in-game they made the time from, was it Trespasser and Veilguard to be 10 years as well. And it just felt like it didn't make sense, because it's like, you're telling me, oh hi. You're telling me that in those 10 years, Solus never, you know, it took Solus that long to get the ritual set up, and he never, like, I don't know, the ritual took forever. The Inquisitor didn't find him in those 10 years, even though he's been, like, he was confirmed to be leaving clues for them that whole time. All these other things. It just felt like it wasn't super logical. Bridge operator. I guess it's time to get rid of some of these things. I feel like I have a lot of unique ones. Spin Shatter Grip. I think I have that on Spin. I actually don't. I'll keep one of those for Spin. So then once I upgrade it, I can put that on there. Of course, I don't really use Spin, so I guess it doesn't matter in the end. I do feel like I'm... Hello? Don't come over here. I do feel like I'm not as incentivized to use Spin or anything other than Grip and Pierce. Work chat, teeth. Guess who just had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teeny tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And do you know what was inside each one? A single human tooth. Fucking gross. So this is the other end of that one conversation about the dog.
Something's blocking it.
Oh, I see. I think. And on the other side as well.
Won't rotate. Something's blocking it.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Thought I had missed something else in here. I don't think so. Abilities. Need one more. Spin, shatter, pierce, charge. I mean, I guess I could just do spin right now. I feel like I want to save for Surge, but I don't know when they're actually going to let me have it. Okay, it's just another upgrade immediately. Spin. Ammo refund. Chance. Charge. Let me do one of these exclusive ones. Blast radius. Projectile speed. That sounds like it could be cool. I'll do this one. Accuracy, should I switch that maybe? Yeah, for the most part, I've been kind of feeling like, you know, why should I use anything other than Grip and Pierce? Because Pierce does such good damage, one-shot damage, and then Grip is very reliable. Like, I can be very accurate with my shots since I just need to tap it a little bit. Oh, this is just the control room again. And I'm also the type of person where when I find stuff that I like, I am very hesitant, I guess, to switch. Like, if it works, then why do I need to switch? Ordinary turntable prime candidate. Although that style of playing does make things harder for me sometimes. And you can kind of see it here where, like, I use launch all the time and then I forget all my other abilities. But it, you know, launch is just so strong. Why should I use anything else if I could, you know, if I damage them fast enough, then that means I won't take damage, right? Oh. Thought there was one behind me. Dang, I took a little more damage than I was expecting. I thought I was out of the, like, out of its attack on the side, but I guess I still was a little too close. What do they have a picture of this? This looks like those like archer holes in a castle. So they stand here, they shoot their bow out and have pretty good protection. It's just like seems like a very random picture to have. Is anything gonna pop out at me? Not right now. Thinking on all the Alan Wake stuff as well, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised that there is so much like Alan Wake stuff going on in this game. Because thinking on Alan Wake 2, it had a lot of FBC stuff in it, like they were a very big part of the story. And I didn't remember Alan being as present in this game, and he's still, like, it's still just a side thing, aside from the DLC. It's not like we're talking about Alan Wake all the time. It's not like a focus, or what is the word I'm looking for? I want to say important element, but a little bit more than that, like a required element, I guess. There might be one more up top. Like, Alan Wake 2, parts of the game wouldn't really happen without the FBC being involved. Okay. And so I was wondering, like, I've seen... Oh, I can't get it out again. I've seen a couple people be a little bit concerned about or they said that they didn't really enjoy how much control was in Alan Wake. Felt like it was half Alan Wake, half control. So I was thinking, I wonder how much Alan Wake will be involved in the next Control game, because I figure it's not going to be that much, especially because we're so far away from Bright Falls. But maybe this is a good indication that, it's not like they'll forget about Alan. Shit, I thought I got them both. Missed the mark just a little bit. Because I do want to know more about what's going on with him in Saga, but I also don't want it to take away from whatever's going on with Dylan. Airplane Evaluation Order, filed by Dr. Hubert Tan by order of Dr. Casper Darling. Alternate examination request, airplane wreckage. The airplane in question has been brought in from a private airfield located in the town of Cincinnati. It is suspected to be connected to the ordinary AWE, see case file redacted for details, and is being evaluated for altered status. The plane is currently being stored in the transit corridor in the containment sector, brought here through the New York subway tunnel, special access, redacted. For more information on tunnel, redacted, and links to urban legends centered on ghost stations, abandoned tracks, and redacted, see file 4124521. The plane's black box is currently being evaluated for redacted, and initial readings have been taken by a research team, though no altered status has yet been detected. Refer to file 912-8371 for full report. Oh my god. Ordinary AWE Stage 1.A. Ordinary AWE Stage 1.A Dump. Witness testimonies. The first slide was a room with dirty wallpaper and dolls on a shelf. There were lots of dolls. DF, Dylan Vaden, interview 2002. The house was empty. No one lived there. We played in there a lot. It was our secret playhouse. Jesse, therapy session 2010. I went to school with Neil. Some kids called him Nosebleed Neil. Note, likely Neil Hosenberg, missing. It was mean. He had asthma. Tom, note, likely Tom Barlow, missing. And his gang, Freddie, note, likely Frederick Bartwell, missing. Hugo, note, no one by this name was found in public records. Bullied him. We brought Neil to the dump to play. Dylan Faden, interview 2002. Extrapolated information. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designation house.
You're listening to America Overnight You're listening to America Overnight, celebrating 29 years, shining a light in the shadows. Thank you for staying with us. Here's our first caller.
Hi. What I'm about to tell you, if they found out, I don't know what would happen.
If who found out, brother?
The men in the suits. They told me it was an industrial accident, but this is something else. Something nobody talks about. Ordinary.
They're about
This
to get him.
certainly doesn't sound very ordinary, caller.
No, not ordinary. Ordinary. It's a town. And it wasn't an industrial accident. I mean, that's what they said, but that's bullshit.
Whoa, please watch the language, caller. It may be 2 a.m., but we're still a family show.
I'm sorry. It's just, my brother lived there. They said the town was destroyed, but it wasn't. I went there. The people are gone, but the town's there. It's still there.
So the population of an entire town disappears, yet the town remains. Tell me, was the phrase, "there is no salvation," written anywhere?
I'm not sure.
The same thing happened in Brazil in 23, a village called Verde. More than 600 people just up and left. The government said they were fleeing guerrilla forces, but we know the truth. A mass abduction, as predicted by my regular guest, Dr. Quincy Reagan.
Abduction? You mean aliens? That's bullshit! I know they're lying!
Now, I warned you about the language, caller. I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut you off. And good timing, too. It's time for a short break. Hang in there. America Overnight will be right back.
So yeah, I wanted to just play that in here because it was just very noisy. Out here.
In the shadows.
Ordinary summary. ID AWE 24. Event date August 30th, 2002, September 14th, 2002. Event location, Ordinary, Maine. An AWE occurred in the town of Ordinary, caused by an object of power, slide projector, ID OOP-15, discovered by local children at the dump outside of town. When a specific set of slides are used in the projected images open doorways to other dimensions. Multiple slides were used by the children, resulting in the disappearance of the town's adult population. On August 30th, 2002, siblings Dylan Faden, 10 years old, CP6 materials, and Jesse Faden, 11 years old, CP7 materials, were playing at the local dump when they found a discarded slide projector, see OOP-15 case file, and Darling Presentations, redacted, for details. A team led by Director Trench and Dr. Darling arrived at the site on September 14th. The AWE had ended, but the team found the Faden children, who led them to the slide projector and the slides, which had been burned with the exception of one. Jesse escaped when agents attempted to detain the pair. In total, 17 surviving individuals were found in the town. All of them were brought in for questioning and tests. See interviews, redacted, and prime candidate program files, redacted. But I guess it would be all children who were the survivors if all the adults were gone.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable forces intruding upon our world, in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions, or die trying.
Ordinary AWE Stage 4.A. Town proper. Witness testimonies. Jesse and me followed the dung monkeys to the cave. There was a lot of them. More of the kids from town had joined up. It was really scary. Jesse grabbed the projector, and we ran as fast as we could. They chased us. I fell and hurt my knee. Jesse tried to help me, but the dung monkeys were coming. They were just about to get us. But then Neil showed up. Neil looked like a dog, like a melted dog, but I knew it was him. Neil said a lot of times he didn't like being a boy because Tom just beat him up. I think he liked being a dog. Dylan, interview 2002. The projector wouldn't turn off, so we changed the slide to the hand. I heard her immediately. She promised to help. Jesse, therapy session 2010. Jesse said we should call her Polaris. It was because she was doing stars at school. Dylan, interview 2002. Extrapolated information, additional slide designation hand, SID 36 is verified and in bureau possession. Unconfirmed existence of paranatural entity, designation Dog Neil, EID 19930. But then you note here that they don't say that Polaris is unconfirmed. We'll check this, but it was kind of long, so I'm not sure that there's much extra.
There is a curious correlation with the yet unknowable forces intruding upon our world, in the form of altered world events. These forces gravitate toward archetypal objects, a gun, a television, a supposedly haunted house. So clearly humanity affects this process. Our collective unconscious is a map of sorts. We hold the key, but we don't know how to use it. We create these archetypes through everyday life, popular culture, urban legends, but we are observing and influencing a complicated system in action. We can change the likelihood of something being a receptacle for these forces just by thinking about it. But we haven't found a method to control the outcome. And yet, there's something unique in us, in our dreams, in the conceptual reality with power, with our minds. What's the cause and what's the effect? Are we the starting point or just a necessary evil in this? A byproduct, a reflection, a projection? We'll struggle to find the answers to these hard questions.
Yeah, so not much. I wonder if I should just open it up there when we see these going forward, because it seems like, I mean, even if they do have, you know, they could have more information, it would be better to watch it with the version that is going to have that extra information. Although there is some interesting stuff here sometimes with the slide, because they have some clips that are like not in the other version, but generally those clips aren't really very important. But it seems like, I guess the beginning was more of a... The beginning had more of those things. Or more of that where they would be hiding extra information. And that's just not much, that's not really the case anymore. I thought there were 4 of these guys.
Annual evaluation of Dylan Faden, formerly P6, performed by Dr. Carla Vaughn. The questions asked here correspond to the 5th iteration of the Gunner's psychological assessment. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's begin then. In a single word, describe the world around you.
Where's Casper?
Dr. Darling is out of the building today.
He's never out. He didn't want to come, did he? He never visits, not since Roberts. Tell Darling it wasn't my fault. I couldn't control it yet, but I can now. I learned. Will you tell him?
In a single word, describe the world around you.
A prison. A cold, empty prison. Not even a poster on the wall.
What is the next number in the sequence 3, 6, 9, 12, 15?
18.
What day is it today?
How the hell would I know? It's not like you give me a calendar.
You find a rabbit in the woods. It is breathing, but not moving. You cannot see any blood. What do?
Leave it.
Expand on that.
It doesn't matter. The rabbit's not real. None of it's real.
What day is it today?
Do you enjoy asking people questions that can't be answered? Is this what gets you up in the morning? What you dreamed of doing as a scared, stupid little girl?
Can you describe a dog to me?
In ordinary, we had a friend. Nosebleed Neil. And when it all went crazy, you know what I mean. Nosebleed Neil turned into a dog. Or something like a dog.
What day is it tomorrow?
Fuck off! I don't know! There is no calendar! How can I fucking know?
Dylan, calm down.
Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck Casper! Hey! Are you watching this, you old fuck? Did you send your bitch because you're too scared of me? Where is Casper?
Security, get a team in here. I need...
Yep. So that was after he killed that one guy, Roberts. I'm wondering if it was before the one that we heard around his cell where they were trying to, like, sneakily ask him about where Jessie was. Or if he knew anything about Jessie. No, that must be before, because they were still trying to find her. And, you know, after a couple years, he wouldn't, like, have any idea where she was. And I think with her asking him what day it is, it's probably trying to see if like there's a new power he manifested or something. It's like if he knew what day it was when there's no calendar, you know, he must have like some supernatural way of knowing. I completely forgot about this, but we find mods so often that I feel like I would never need to come in here. I mean, maybe I will once all my weapons and stuff are upgraded. Spin, shatter. Where is the other one? Oh, I forgot to read this one. Ordinary AWE Stage 2, Sled Hill Cave. After what happened at school to Mrs. Chester, we started spying on Tom and saw where they took the projector. Dylan, interview 2002. Tom and his troglodytes were using the Sled Hill Cave as their headquarters. That's where the projector was. They'd been using the temple slide. We called it that, but really it was a broken concrete thing, like a warehouse or a bomb shelter or something. Very dark. The Knot Mother lived there with her babies, children, I don't know. She was feeding Tom and the others her milk. They were changing into little monsters. We called them dung monkeys. Jesse. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designation temple. Unconfirmed existence of preternatural entity designation Knot Mother. Ordinary AWE Stage 1.B, Dump. Witness testimonies. The second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting. And then, when we come out, everything had melted around the projector. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming there more and more on his own. Then Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector. He and his goons took it. Jesse. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed the slide, but that's not what happened. Dylan. Unconfirmed existence of additional slide designation meadow. So some kind of drug in there, I guess. And then Neil, that's where he turned into the melted dog thing.
Let's see what they have on Ordinary.